Lesson 29. Funny or not? In this lesson, we'll talk about jokes and sick humor. Now first, listen to the text and answer this question. What is the basis of sick humor? 病态幽默是根据什么来制造的？
Whether we find a joke funny or not largely depends on where we have been brought up. The sense of humor is mysteriously bound up with national characteristics. A Frenchman, for instance, might find it hard to laugh at a Russian joke. In the same way, a Russian might fail to see anything amusing in a joke which would make an Englishman laugh to tears. Most funny stories are based on comic situations. In spite of national differences, certain funny situations have a universal appeal. No matter where you live, you would find it difficult not to laugh at, say, Charlie Chaplin's early films. However, a new type of humor, which stems largely from the US, has recently come into fashion. It is called sick humor. Comedians base their jokes on tragic situations, like violent deaths or serious accidents. Many people find this sort of joke distasteful. The following example of sick humor will enable you to judge for yourself. A man who had broken his right leg was taken to hospital a few weeks before Christmas. From the moment he arrived there, he kept on pestering his doctor to tell him when he would be able to go home. He dreaded having to spend Christmas in hospital. Though the doctor did his best, the patient's recovery was slow. On Christmas Day, the man still had his right leg in plaster. He spent a miserable day in bed, thinking of all the fun he was missing. The following day, however, the doctor consoled him by telling him that his chances of being able to leave hospital in time for New Year's celebrations were good. The man took heart, and, sure enough, on New Year's Eve, he was able to hobble along to a party. To compensate for his unpleasant experiences in hospital, the man drank a little more than was good for him. In the process, he enjoyed himself thoroughly and kept telling everybody how much he hated hospitals. He was still mumbling something about hospitals at the end of the party when he slipped on a piece of ice and broke his left leg.
Now, after listening to the text, can you answer this question? What is the basis of sick humor? Right, it is usually based on tragic situations, such as violent death or serious accidents. 病态幽默呢，经常是根据一些悲剧性的事件来制造的，比如暴死或者其他的重大的事故。This text is actually about the basis of humor in general. The first paragraph first tells us the national characters are closely bound with the sense of humor. 第一段呢，先向我们介绍国民性格和幽默感有很大的关系。And then the second paragraph makes a transition, telling us that some jokes are universal, while sick humor is controversial. 第二段呢，做了一个转折，先告诉我们有一些笑话是所有人都能欣赏的，但是 sick humor 病态幽默不一定所有人都喜欢。Some people find it funny, while some people don't. And then the last paragraph gives us an example of sick humor, telling us a joke which is based on making fun of a person with one broken leg by breaking the other leg of his. 第三段呢，其实就是举了一个病态幽默的例子，告诉我们一则笑话，这个人先是摔断了一条腿，接着又摔断了一条腿。Now, do you find this joke funny or not? Right. Now let's first look at some language points in the text. The sense of humor is mysteriously bound up with national characteristics. The sense of humor means how one finds something funny, 就是幽默感。 Look at this example. Our teacher has a wonderful sense of humor. 我们的老师有非常强的幽默感。I fail to see the humor in the situation means I fail to see the situation funny. 我并不觉得这个情形有什么好玩的。The sense of humor is bound up with national characteristics. Be bound up with means be closely connected to. Look at an example. His character is very much bound up with his childhood experience. 他的性格和他童年的经历有密切的关系。Many funny stories are based on comic situations. Be based on 根据什么？课文后边 based on 再次出现，但是用的是主动语态。Comedians base their jokes on tragic situations. 他们把他们的笑话建立在悲剧的事件上。Now look at two more examples. His novel is based on his own experience. 这里使用的是被动语态 be based on. 他的小说是根据自己的经历写成的。She often based her judgment on her first impression. 这里呢，使用的是主动语态 base something on something else. 意思是她经常相信自己的第一感觉来判断事物。Certain funny situations have a universal appeal. Universal means commonplace, 普遍的。For example, food is a topic of almost universal interest. 食物是一个几乎所有人都感兴趣的话题。A universal appeal. Appeal means attraction. So this sentence means, for some situations, almost everybody find them funny. Look at this example. His songs usually have a wide appeal. 他的歌曲广受欢迎。A new type of humor, which stems largely from the US. Stem from means come from. 源于。For example, their argument stemmed from a misunderstanding. 他们的争吵是由于误解。It has recently come into fashion means become fashionable. 忽然流行起来。Look at this sentence. When did miniskirts come into fashion? 迷你裙是从什么时候开始流行的？ Many people find this sort of joke distasteful. Distasteful means unpleasant, offensive, 粗俗无礼的。For example, he found the subject of their conversation very distasteful. 他觉得他们谈话的题目非常粗俗。He kept on pestering his doctor to tell him when he would be able to go home. Pester 跟我们上一课学到的 assail 意思是一样的，纠缠、骚扰。Look at two more examples. There were beggars pestering the tourists for money. 一些乞丐在纠缠旅游者要钱。My son always pesters me to buy him sweets. 我的儿子总是缠着我给他买糖。So we can use pester somebody for something or pester somebody to do something. He dreaded having to spend Christmas in hospital. Dread means fear, but to a greater degree. And you usually dread something which is about to happen. Dread 虽然跟 fear 一样都是害怕，但是程度要更为强烈，而且经常是指对一种将要发生的事情的担忧或者恐惧。Look at two more examples. I am dreading telling him the truth. 我很害怕告诉他真相。He dreaded that his parents would find out what he was actually doing. 他很担心他的父母会发现他究竟在做什么。所以 dread 后边既可以加 that 引导的从句，也可以加 doing something。 Thinking of all the fun he was missing. Fun here means pleasure or enjoyment. 快乐。Look at two more examples. We had a lot of fun at the party. 我们在 party 上玩得非常高兴。或者在日常生活中，你会经常听到的 have fun， 玩得高兴点儿。课文中还出现了 fun 的形容词 funny， 但是注意意思不同。Most funny stories are based on comic situations. Funny means amusing. Funny 的意思是有趣的。The doctor consoled him by telling him that his chances of being able to leave hospital were good. Console means comfort, 安慰什么人。课文中用的呢是 console him by telling him。我们再看看 console 还可以怎么样使用。I tried to console her with a box of chocolates. 这里就是 console somebody with something， 用什么东西来安慰人。I was consoling her on breaking up with her boyfriend. Console somebody on something， 因为什么事情安慰某人。我呢，正在因为她与男朋友分手的事情在安慰她。还有这样的说法 ，console yourself, it could be worse。你就自我安慰吧，情形可能比现在还要糟糕呢。His chances of being able to leave hospital were good. Chances here means possibilities, 可能性。Chances were good, 有很大的可能性。如果说可能性不大，可以用 faint 或者 slight. For example, her chances of survival are good, 就是她存活下来的可能性很大。Her chances of survival are faint or slight, 她能活下来的可能性不大。也可以使用 chance 的单数来表示可能性。For example, there's a good chance that I can finish this paper on time. 我按时完成这篇论文的可能性很大。Or I can also say, there's some chance that I can finish this paper on time. 我可能按时完成这篇论文。Or I can also say, there's little chance, or there's no chance that I can finish this paper on time. 它们分别的意思就是我几乎不太可能，或者我根本没有可能按时完成这篇论文。The man took heart. Take heart means feel encouraged, 振作起来。这里的 heart 意思是 hope or courage. Look at this example. Take heart, tomorrow is another day. 振作起来，明天又是新的一天。与它相反，灰心就是 lose heart. For example, don't lose heart, you are doing it very well. 别灰心，你做得很不错。He was able to hobble along to a party. Hobble means to walk with difficulty, especially because of an injury. 尤其是指受伤之后的一瘸一拐的走。For example, the wounded soldier was hobbling around with a stick. 受伤的士兵拄着一根拐棍儿，一瘸一拐地走来走去。To compensate for his unpleasant experiences in hospital. To compensate for means to make up for. 就是弥补什么事情。Look at this example. His intelligence compensates for his lack of experience. 他的聪明呢，能够弥补他经验上的不足。The man drank a little more than was good for him. More than 这里是作为从句的引导词，所以呢，它可以代替从句的主语。Look at one more example. Children should not have more money than is needed. 孩子们不应当有比需要更多的钱。He enjoyed himself thoroughly means he enjoyed himself completely. 玩得非常高兴。Thoroughly has two meanings. One is completely, the other is carefully. Look at these examples. I found his performance thoroughly satisfactory. Here it means completely satisfactory. 我觉得他的演出完全令人满意。I had cleaned my room thoroughly before you came. Thoroughly here means carefully. 这里的意思呢，就是你来之前，我把我的房间彻底的打扫了一遍。He was still mumbling something about hospitals. Mumble means to say something unclearly so that it is difficult to understand. 咕哝什么事情？注意不要跟英文中的另外一个动词 murmur 相混淆。Murmur means to say something in a quiet, low voice. 耳语。Look at this example. Stop mumbling and speak up. 不要嘟哝，说话大声点儿。He slipped on a piece of ice and broke his left leg. Slip, 滑倒。I'll give you one more example. She slipped and fell down the stairs. 她滑倒了，从楼梯上摔了下来。这篇课文在表达对幽默的感受的时候，多次使用了 find 这个动词。我们来看看它的用法。Whether we find a joke funny or not. 下边是 find this sort of joke distasteful. 这两句话中都是用 find 后边加上一个名词 a joke or this sort of joke 再加上形容词。Find it hard to laugh at a Russian joke. 还有这句中 find it difficult not to laugh at, say, Charlie Chaplin's early films. 都是用 find 加上名词再加上形容词再加 to do 不定式来表达觉得做什么事情怎么样这一层意思。注意这里都是用 it 来代替后边的不定式。除此之外还用了 see 和 consider 等等这些动词，用法和 find 是一样的。For example, a Russian might fail to see anything amusing in a joke which would make an Englishman laugh to tears. 这里也是用 see 加上一个名词再加上形容词，表示觉得什么东西有意思。英文中用来表达感受如何可以这样使用的动词还有 think, consider, suppose, or feel. I'll give you one example. Do you think or do you consider the example of sick humor funny or distasteful? 那么这中间呢也可以加上不定式。Do you think or consider the example to be funny or distasteful? Finally, before we finish this text, let's come back to this topic of humor. At the beginning of the text, our text tells us that national characteristics are closely related with the sense of humor. 课文一上来呢，就告诉我们，国民性格和幽默感有非常密切的关系。那么最典型的一个例子就是英国人和英国式的幽默 ，British humor. We know that British people are famous for their reserve. Reserve 就是一种矜持或者拘谨的性格。And British humor is believed to be closely related with this national character. So their humor is often based on self-mockery and understatement. 所以英国人的幽默通常是一种自嘲式的，使用的手法也是轻描淡写的。 Some people even believe that it was the British sense of humor that helped the nation to win the Second World War. 有人甚至相信是英国人的幽默感帮助他们赢得了第二次世界大战。当英国人准备迎战德国人的时候 ，This was what Winston Churchill said. We are waiting for the long-promised invasion. So are the fishes. 不仅我们在等待德国鬼子的入侵，鱼也在等待。So we can actually feel the sense of optimism in this remark. 这里头呢，就体现了一种乐观精神。其实，某种程度上，课文中提到的这种病态幽默，也体现了一种乐观精神。It is a way to change a tragic situation into a comic one. What else might lie behind humor? 我再给大家举一个例子，比如说英国一个著名的作家王尔德 （Oscar Wilde） 曾经说过这样一句话 ：“I can resist everything except temptation。”我什么都可以抵制，就是抵制不住诱惑。So you see, the sense of humor is also related with play of words and wit, and maybe an understanding of human nature. 所以说呢，一种机智、文字上的功夫，还有对人性的理解，可能都和幽默感相关。Right, so much on the topic of humor. I'll see you next time.